So, excuse the poor quality. I forgot my camera. Now, welcome to a video, and if you're new, I'm Max. Please do subscribe and hit the like button on this video, because this is the beginning of a very, 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 very exciting project. I've been watching a few things online, and it's more of a resto mod than a restoration, because I'll be painting in my own custom colour and adding a few lights here and there. A bit like the Lenny videos, which if you haven't seen, I'll put a card up. So I'm just on my way down now to go and look at it for the second time, because obviously the last video, I'll also put a card up, was about going to see it. Now I'm just going to sort out paperwork, go check a few things over, because as I said, I've watched a few videos on these. I know where they really rot, and I just want to check a few things over that I probably forgot last time, that I now know better this time. So yeah, just to be sure really. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident about the van. As I say, just a few last checkovers. So I should get there about 3 PM, but I'm getting to his, and then it's a bit of a drive to the van. So depending on what time it is, by the time things finish up, I may stay at the Drove for the night, just because why not? But yeah, well, as I say, I'll see you down there. I can't do really any filming or time lapses because I can't really do it on my phone, because my phone doesn't have a tripod, in case you're wondering. I've stopped, turned the camera on, drove, just doing a little services back there on the A34. You see, in an old car that doesn't have air conditioning, in about the springtime where the air is still pretty chilly but the sun's a summer heat, you feel like you're in the summer. You just stick the cold air vents on, not the aircon, but it feels like aircon because the air outside is cold. Little hack for you. Tell you, this is the third time me going down south, and I've only been down south in Lenny, so the third time in a month. And then in May I have a festival that I'm playing a gig at, and then there's also the Van Life Chill weekend, so we're going down twice in May as well. I tell you, I might as well just live at Stonehenge at this point. I mean, I would if I had a van. Whatever. You can't have it all, can you? Come October though, I don't know if I've told everyone the plans. It's a good time to explain actually, because I always get lost, because there's a lot of plans, because I can't do a lot of things, because I can't insure the van, and I'm about to explain why. But I tell lots of friends, but then I forget who I've told, whether I've told YouTube, who I've told online, who I haven't told online. So let's just make it straight here. So I put quotes in for vans. People say, oh, you can't drive a van, but I think they think of changing the law. I bloody hope they don't do that anytime soon. But basically, you can drive a van from the second you pass your test, as long as it's under 3.5 tonne. Finding insurance is the hard bit. A lot of insurance companies won't insure you because of your age. When you hit 18, prices drop a bit and availability becomes a little bit more. So when I was putting in quotes, prices went from about 9 grand for an Iveco Luton, I put that in for, and I think that was a 2.3 litre. Although I found, because it was a 2006 2.3 litre Iveco, because it's a bit newer, it was more expensive. I put a quote in for a 1998 Iveco Daily Mark II Luton, and I think it came back as about 8 grand. But anyway, when I turned 18, it dropped the price by about £1,000, so I was there looking at about 7-8 grand, which is obscene still. Like, it's beyond obscene. What I'm willing to pay is still a lot, but considering I won't be paying rent, paying bills, paying tuition fees, paying all the stuff that people my age normally pay, I think it's a fair trade-off, considering I'll then own my own home and be able to drive and have the freedoms that I'd like, although not in this country. So yeah, But then the second you've been driving for 1 year and you have 1 year's no claims, boom, price is right down. I don't know, probably to around 3-4 grand. I've done some, you know, quotes where I put in false ages and stuff to make it seem like I've been driving for a year. Comes back, it's about that. Then if I've insured that as a camper van on top of that, so I found Just Campers online, seems to be a pretty good one. They accept like every single one and they come back with an amazing quote. Their insurance agreement might not be great, but my main reason to have insurance is to be road legal, less for the insurance point, because insurance is a massive scam anyway, in my opinion, and I'm sure many others. So yeah, so that's that. So if I've been driving for 1 year, which will be on the 1st of October 2022, I will have been driving for 1 whole year, then under camper van insurance as well, I can insure that 2.9 litre Mercedes 310D 1995. I can insure that for £1,556, I think it was. It was 1,500 quid basically. So yeah, I say that's pretty good. Yeah, pretty proud with that number, 1,500 quid. I mean, I know most of you lot in vans, like aged, I don't know, older than me, we'll say, probably pay like under 500 quid. I know my dad pays about 170 quid for his van. It is a small 2.4 Transit, but yeah. But for me, considering I was quoted 9 grand for the first quote I put in for a van, and now I've got it down to 1,500, it's okay. And then I've got about 5 months to convert the van. I'm thinking in about a month or so I can get it MOT'd. Even if it fails the MOT, I'd like to get it to its first MOT, because I'd like to do the obvious work first, you know, like the massive holes. And when I rust prevent it all, I'm going to be using Rust-Oleum Combi Colour. I'll be going more into it, but basically it will look presentable and you know, first impressions. I'll paint the whole of the chassis and stuff, and that way they're not going to go, it looks like it's been sat in the field for 2 years, what can we find? In fact, I think it's nearly 4 years. Thank you for the feedback on the last video. It got like flipping 1,000 views in under 2 days with no one else sharing it. Because the only time I've got that sort of statistics is when like CJ or Camper Vibe or whoever else posts it on their story, and then, you know, on their channel, and get some views. But this is the first time one of my videos has actually done well because YouTube recommended it. It was on the YouTube homepage. That was like 700 of those views was the YouTube homepage. So I'm glad you all liked it, because whatever you did there made YouTube recommend it to the other YouTube world, and I got like a fair chunk of new subscribers. I say a fair chunk, it was about 15, but 15 on one video. I think that's my highest, again, without anyone sharing it. So I'm well chuffed with that video. I'm hoping this whole series is going to do quite well, you know. Mercedes 310D resto mod. Anyway, my voice is starting to hurt. I've been talking for 20 minutes, which means, yay, we've only got 1 hour and 10 minutes left. Oh dear. Well, I shall say goodbye to you all. Right, well, this is it. There's a guard dog there, so very annoying. This is the bit of rust behind the seat. Pretty much non-existent. Yeah, it's not too bad. And then this is the step that is non-existent. But that's fixable. The bottom of that is, it's flaky, but that's okay. And that's a bit flaky too. There's not a right wheel arch, but that's okay, because all that's fixable. Obviously one day I plan to have a smoke at the end of this. Excuse the wind noise. Oh, also this bit, I mean, you got paint bit there, that's nothing major. This bit's a bit more concerning, but again, I've seen these totally rotted out and the whole bulkhead's rotted out. I mean, look at that bulkhead, that is crisp, that is perfect. He's got a new engine cover for whatever reason. This, like, as he said, he's only roughly, I mean, the engine catch isn't even in. That's not in. You know, I mean, it works, it runs and it drives, but yeah, you don't want to be. I know, I might be. That's them messing about with cars over there. So here's a watch repair from the past. I don't know if you can tell. That's just a bit of angle iron put on there. And that bit that I saw before, that bit, it's this. It's like a matting point that jams the two together. I could either clean that up or come up with something new to do the same thing. Over here seems a bit crusty. That's the bad corner of the floor though in the cab, so that's nothing too major. So again, the look, but the suspension looks really low and totally, well, I mean the tyres are flat, but the suspension looks really low. But that's because they've ratchet strapped the body down because the mounting points on the body aren't great. So yeah, so it's pulling the whole thing down because obviously it's a big box. But yeah. I mean, there's some fucking dodgy. That's the bump stop mount, and that's, I mean look, it's been bodge welded before. I call it bodge weld because look, someone doesn't know how to weld, it's just spots of weld all over it. I mean, I suppose, I don't know, it's just quite a major point because of the bump stop, but I suppose the bump stop ain't too bad as long as the leaf springs are alright. So should we have a look at them? Because at the end of the day, you can cut this bump stop mount off, clean that up, because I think they're pretty solid. Saying that. Oh, dear. By the way, I got it in the end, even after the hole I had in the chassis. Only under £2 grand. Nothing. I struggled to on my phone because I've got a really old phone with crap storage. Yeah. You're saying it's rocking about, which it is. Look, if I hold it still. I know the brakes work, obviously. And off he goes, any minute now. Whoa, that's straight. Not too bad though, just the corner. I'm going to cut that off anyway, so it doesn't do that and I can do that without it scraping. So, welcome back home. It's actually now Saturday, the van turned up Thursday. Saturday the 9th of April. And here she is. This is Rose. Had a fire last night. There's a bit of ash. Yeah. Even after I saw the rust on it, I was just like, it's one in a lifetime chance I've got here. Wow, maybe not that exaggerate, but like, in the time I wanted to find a van, if I wanted a Merc, this is the only one I'm going to get at a decent price. 1900 quid with the delivery. But yeah, the reason I haven't filmed is because I've been busy with the other vans, and they've pretty much paid off the delivery and half the value of the van from doing that work, so yeah, I think it's alright. It's looking like a beast. Small bits of rust on the bodywork, nothing too major.
But yeah, there's some holes in the chassis, and there's some worrying bits, but it's all fixable. As long as it's fixable, I don't care how big the job is, even if I get someone to do it. If it's fixable, good. And it is. It's not like the whole chassis is ruined. But yeah, beast. Look at the size. Yeah, so, and then here's the back. There's the roller shutter. That is coming off. It is a pain to open. And it's so noisy. And it's not even like a proper Luton one, it's like a proper shop one. So it's probably really heavy as well. And yeah, it's really noisy and hard to open. It's an exercise opening it. I don't really want to do that every single time I want to get into my home. Yes, so here we are inside. With the fiberglass roof, so you get lots of light at the moment, till I box it in. None of this is structural, so I'm going to take off the cross beams and leave the uprights. I need to pad them out another 20mm, so I might take these off and add them upright. The cross ones, because then that'll give me 50mm, and I want 50mm insulation. Ply floor's alright. For the most part, the box is pretty dry. It's a bit of fiberglass that was done, but before that was done, the ply got a bit damp, so it's a bit delaminated. But I may replace that. I'm not sure. It's still sturdy. And then there's a little hole up there, but the wall is going to be in line with the drop well. It's going to be up there, but the drop well's coming out for the ground clearance, and I'm also taking the skirts off the outside because I think they look weird. I think Luton's look much better with it showing, or even DIY made lockers, but just not the same as the body where it curves around. I think that looks really weird. Yeah, so it's good. If you want, I'll flip you around and give you a little walk around on my plans. So yes, I've tested it out. There's a bed up there. There'll be a small overhang here, because this is pretty much the size of a double bed. It's 5cm short. Then I want 5cm insulation. So I think I'll overlap to it like 200mm, something like that. I'm going to put the battery there, all the electrics here with behind a perspex cover, make it look really nice, and then have a ladder going up to the bed area there, and the bed area will be sort of boxed in from there. So there'll be like a little cubby hole, maybe some quirky sort of shape using round wood trees basically. And that's how I want to make the ladder, make it all like, you know, quirky in nature. And around in line with this post is where I want the wood burner to go up and out, like in that gap there. So then you'll come down, try not to burn yourself. Then there'll be an L-shaped seating area which will turn down into a double bed, and that way you can sort of sit around the fire. So I think that's quite nice. And then over here there's going to be a short kitchen from where the burner is, about there, to about here, which will just have the sink in and a bit of countertop. And then here there's going to be a shower up against the wall, which is where the drop well is. And then this side there's just going to be a kitchen from the back to the sofa, with the stove on. I say stove, induction hob. Another reason for the sink being here as well as the shower is because the hot water is going to be heated off the burner, so it's all in a line. I may even put hot water in the kitchen just because it's on the way to the shower, so it makes sense. Yeah, that means I know it sounds stupid to everyone, but I'm not going to have underslung tanks. Reason being, I want to do freezing cold Arctic temperatures, and you're just asking for trouble if you mount tanks underneath. So there's going to be a tank, I think, in the corner bench seat, sofa thing. But yeah, it's good. It came with lots of spare parts, not that you can see because I've piled with wood already and tools. Here with a few spare body panels, front cross member, that one there, which needs replacing. Yeah, there's work, but my plan is basically just to take the skirts off, take the doors back off because he's had them off already, take everything off that needs to come off, all the body panels at the front, so it's just easy to access, diagnose everything that's wrong, i.e. rust, and some of the electrics aren't working, because you know, electrics, that's why I bought this van, because it's got nearly none. Now I think they've just been chopped because it's half a project, this drop well's been chopped, the structure underneath, so it's really bizarre. So that's another reason why I'm getting rid of it, because someone's chopped the supports for it. Yeah. But as you saw, it also scraped coming off the tow truck. So, I mean, I know it's not going to come off tow trucks often, hopefully. But if I wanted to do a little maneuver or something and there was something over, it's nicer without it, without the drop well. But yeah, overall, it's looking like a bigger project than I first anticipated, which I found out when I went to view it on Wednesday. But it's doable, and that's all that matters. I've got about 6 months, and I'd like to get it MOT'd in like 2 or 3 months. So yeah, I think it's doable, even with some help from people who know what they're doing. Anyway, this video has probably gone on long enough because we're talking for 7 minutes. The next 2 videos are going to be the videos I've been converting, the vans I've been converting. And then it'll be back onto this, and it will actually be taking these silly skirts off, as I said. They're all just riveted on, so just drill all the rivets out and it will just fall off. And then that gives you better access to the chassis as well, which needs attention. And maybe I'll get someone to weld it. I don't think it's any worse than CJ's though. I might even get the guy to weld, that did CJ's welding, to weld the structural bits like the bump stops and stuff, which you saw yesterday, or whenever it was. Because yeah, yeah, I think, because yeah, it might just give me peace of mind getting someone else to do it. I don't know, I'll cut it out maybe and see what it's like and see if I can do it, but if I can't, I get someone else to do it. Basically. Anyway, if you did like the video, drop the video a like, drop a comment down below, and make sure you're subscribed to stay tuned for next week's video and when this restoration project comes out. See you then.